Hello and welcome to today's demo of Primera's Eddy, our edible ink printer. Made by Primera Technology, a trusted name in the specialty printer business for over 45 years. My name is Kelly Geddard. I'm a sales representative here. And with me today is Zach Phelps, one of our sales engineers. Zach, would you like to tell them what we're going to talk about today?
Absolutely, Kelly. I'm going to be running through a demo of a couple of different software tools. The first one is going to be our background removal tool, and the second one is going to be the tool that we use to template the image on the top of the cookie.
Great. Before we get into any of that, we're going to show you our case study done right here in Minneapolis, Minnesota at a cookie store at the Mall of America.
I'm Emily Osterberg, founder of Baking Betty's here at the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota, and we use Primera's new edible ink printer, Eddy, for printing all our logo cookies. Baking Betty's, I started it in California, and I loved to bake growing up, and I would bring cookies to work, and I thought, hey, what a great idea. I should start a business doing cookies, even though I've never worked in food before. So I started doing wholesale and stuff like that. And I started out with one cookie flavor. Now we have 26 different flavors. And then I moved back to Minnesota a year ago and opened at the Mall of America, where we are today. So we were getting a ton of requests to do custom logo cookies, custom images on cookies. Prior to using the Eddy, we used these edible frosting sheets where you had to print individually, and you had to peel them off one by one. I was trying to, research different products and try different products to, find the best solution for us. With the Eddy, it just is a better quality product. It saves us a ton of time because you're actually printing right to the cookie. The turnaround time to package, it's huge for us. It definitely helps that it's NSF certified because we're supposed to only use NSF certified products with food. It's very important that it's a stainless steel, a food grade printer. It's very easy to use, so you can just pop the cookies right onto the Eddy, take them off. It's easy to clean. It's just a very seamless process. It just prints, it looks like literally it just printed off of the printer. You would never be able to tell that this is, printed on edible, with edible ink on a cookie. The quality of it is just so amazing. Recently we did a project for 800 of the logo cookies, and we used the Eddy for the first time with that large of a project, and it went super smooth. It's such an amazing process. Every single cookie, all 800 look exactly the same. The images were crisp and perfect. The Eddy has been amazing for us with these large orders. I feel like anybody could learn how to use the Eddy printer in a matter of a day. So it was very, very easy, seamless process. I think the biggest thing was just adjusting the cookie size and making sure you have the icing right. And once you got that down, I think it's pretty quick and easy. So it just creates an all-around better product for the customer and saves us a lot of time.
And by the way, she was able to cover the cost of the printer with that 800 cookie order. So it doesn't take much to make up that cost. Eddy makes it possible for you to personalize your corporate gifts, special occasion gifts, and promotional items. It can print things like full color photos, logos, designs, and text directly onto the surface of many food items. Today, we're going to cover how you can make profits with Eddy and also save time. We're going to cover some of the features and specifications of the printer specifically. We'll tell you about our food industry certifications. Zach will present the software, and then we'll do a print demonstration right here on camera for you. And at the end, we'll have a Q&A session. So as we proceed, if you have questions, you're welcome to type them into the chat feature or the Q&A feature of the webinar. Increase profits in your bakery by offering a personalized item with the customer's photo, personal message, or logo. Offering custom printed cookies for corporate events or for birthdays or anniversaries can be highly profitable. You can produce high quality custom cookies very quickly, and they can be sold for a premium. We just launched Eddy this summer. You can still be the only game in town that can offer these fun gifts. Eddy prints directly onto the surface of items. No frosting sheets are needed. Each cookie or printable item is automatically drawn into the printer one at a time. The printer then prints directly onto the surface of the item, rotates, feeds, and prints the next one. Printing directly onto the surface can save a tremendous amount of time without having to print frosting sheets and then having to apply them. Load the objects onto the carousel tray, press print, and walk away. You can print a dozen cookies in about 2 minutes. So this is the tray that ships with the printer. It is made for cookies that are 3 to 3.5 inches in diameter. We do offer these adapter rings that can go right onto the pegs, allowing the printer to print on cookies or other items that are as small as 2.5 inches. So that sometimes it could be like a little circle of white chocolate or some other kind of candy that can just be a topper for a cupcake. So those are available for an extra purchase. The printer itself runs on a single CMY cartridge. It goes right here, easy to access. It looks like this. The CMY, cyan, magenta, and yellow can create all kinds of colors, and they can mix to make the color black. One cartridge can cover about 1,400 to 2,600 prints per cartridge. The cost per print on average is around 6 cents for a 3.5 inch cookie. These cookies, for example, are 3.5 inches. And you can see the cost change as the designs change. This cartridge is GMP certified. GMP is the good manufacturing practice that the FDA puts forward. In other words, the ink is pure and the process of filling carts adheres to the food safety guidelines. Although you can buy pre-frosted cookies and frosting kits from us, if you're a bakery, you'll probably want to make your own. Oftentimes, a royal icing that dries hard and flat works best. Other bakeries are using their own frosting with great success, and we can offer you some tips for creating the best printable surface. We have a bakery at the Mall of America, as you saw, here in Minnesota, currently using Eddie with their own frosting, and their cookies look fantastic, as you saw before. Eddie is almost entirely stainless steel. It was designed this way for easy cleaning, which leads me to Eddie's food industry certifications. In addition to the ink cartridge and the ink being GMP certified, Eddie is the first and only printer certified by the National Sanitation Foundation. NSF is a US-based company that tests and certifies hundreds of thousands of items used in food preparation, including tables, cookware, machines, and other devices for use in food service. You can view all of Eddie's certification documents on our website. Now, how do you get your images onto the cookie? Zach is going to demo some free editing tools and the included bartender design software.
Thank you, Kelly. So the first piece of software that I'd like to show you is called Paint 3D. Now, Paint 3D is included in every Windows 10 distribution. So if you have Windows 10, you already have this tool. This is what it's going to look like when you first load your image up inside of Paint 3D. So you might ask, why would you want to remove a background from a picture? You can print backgrounds on top of cookies using Eddie, but we find that sometimes the print comes out cleaner if you remove the foreground image from the background. So we'll start by going up and we'll select Magic Select. And you'll see that we get this crop box. So then what we want to do is we want to drag the crop box around the foreground image that we would like to remove. And we're going to select Next. And you'll see that the outside of the foreground image has now been highlighted. So this is what it's going to pull off the background. We'll select Done. And just like that, our foreground image is removed from our background and we can use it in our print. So what we'll do is for now, we will copy this. So the second piece of software I'd like to show you is our cookie templating software. It's called Bartender Designer, and this is also free. It ships with our Eddie unit. Super easy to make a cookie template. First, we're going to go File, New. We'll select Blank Template. Highlight our Eddie printer and specify custom settings. So by default, we're going to have a 3.5 by 3.5 inch print, and that's what we're going to be using today. So we're going to stick with that. We'll choose Circle. And then we'll zero out the margins. Once we have those zeroed, we'll move on to rows and columns. These both should be 1. Next. And then we'll set the diameter equal to the size of our cookie. So we want 3 by 3.5. And then we just hit finish. And there we have our template. Now these can also be saved off so that you can use them later. Call this template 1. And just like that, we can save this template and we can use it for future projects. So going back to the image that we pulled from the background earlier, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paste this here. And you'll see that the foreground image that we removed is now over the top of our template. And this can be sized as you wish. And you'll notice that when we drop this in the middle of our template, you can see that the crosshairs tell us that we're vertically and horizontally aligned. And just like that, we have our print. You can also load in stuff that you've made previously and save for future jobs just by going File and Open. And then we get our list of our bartender files here. I'm going to choose this Happy Mother's Day image that we made earlier. All right, so what I'd like to do for you now is I'd like to give you a live printing demo. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch to the camera so that you can see this happen live.
As you can see, the mechanism lifts the cookie up off of the tray one at a time, brings it into the printer, prints, replaces it, and rotates so that you can be completely hands-free during this process. The tray holds 12 cookies, but if you're doing a big job like we saw with Baking Betty's, you can keep the process going. You don't have to start and stop with 12 cookies. So as these come off and get dry, you can just remove them, put them on a cookie sheet to be packaged, and then put blank cookies back onto the tray. When we're finished, you can completely, once the cookies are removed, you can completely lift up the tray, easily just comes right off, and put it in the dishwasher, and then clean the whole printer. It has all kinds of NSF guideline features that help keep the printer itself clean. So you can take it all apart and clean the crumb tray and all the good stuff inside. When you purchase Eddy, you're going to get the printer. You will get the carousel for the 3 to 3.5 inch cookies, a small sample icing kit, 6 of these cookies that we sell, the 3.5 inch cookies. A 1-year manufacturer's warranty comes with every Primera printer, as well as free tech support, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and free ground shipping. Thank you for taking the time to join us today. Please feel free to reach out to us at 763-475-6676, or our email address for sales is sales@primera.com. And be sure to watch your email for those coupon codes and a recording of this webinar.